we have had women come over from burn boot camps, Orange Theories, CrossFits, what have you, like the whole myriad of backgrounds. And they're like, wow, I feel so much better. I can work out more consistently.
Mhm.
I can work out and feel good when I leave, not like I need to take a nap. And that's what we want. Like most of us as moms, like we need to take care of other people the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like your workout should not leave you feeling depleted. Not to say that's not going to
Yeah.
sometimes happen, right? That's life. But more times than not, you should leave feeling better, feeling energized, but you should still get results. And it speaks for itself, but our people are getting results. People are losing weight. People are getting so much stronger. Like we track everything. We have the data. We're watching people get significantly stronger while losing inches,
Mhm.
while feeling better. So it's been really incredible to watch. And though we knew it, I can now really say confidently that women and men can get stronger and move better without killing themselves, without sweating profusely, without
Yeah.
constantly moving in a workout session, right? There's a
Mhm.
better way. And that's what we're passionate about on the movement side.
Welcome to Overwhelmed to Overcomer podcast with coach, encourager, and strategist Anna McLaughlin. If you're a Christian woman who has big dreams rooted in an even bigger God, but most days those dreams feel completely out of reach, trust me, I get it. As a homeschooling mama of 4, entrepreneur, investor, and all around wearer of many hats, I am right there with you. And yet, the Lord invites us to live out our God given purpose now in the midst of the madness. So, let's explore together how we can know our calling and walk in it today with clarity, with courage, with each other. It's time for you to live the life you love and love the life you live. Let's do this thing. Hello and welcome to this latest episode of Overwhelmed to Overcomer. I've done some arm twisting and I have one of my favorite people. Katrina Riffle is here. Katrina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so she's one of my dear friends and I'm going to introduce her. We'll see what I get right and she'll edit me with anything I'm missing. So Katrina has like 15 years in the fitness and nutrition industry. She is a mama of 4. Her boys are near and dear to my kiddos' hearts, and we're in Bible study together. And she has a gym and an apparel line in the fitness space. And why I wanted to bring her on is her passion is really helping women live lives of vitality, feeling our best, feeling strong, not completely tanked and depleted. And that means that her approach is her and her husband own the gym together, and their approach is a little bit different. So we're going to dig into all the details of how it plays out. But in the meantime, did I miss anything, girl?
You nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, you did better than me. You're probably shorter than me.
I'll just follow you around and just introduce you to people.
I love it. That's great. My entourage.
That's right. That's right. Everybody needs one. Okay, I'm going to start with just a little preview because it's January when you guys are hearing this. If you've been hanging around for the past year or two of this podcast conversation, I'm always pretty open about my own weak ankles, my own failings. And one of my big challenges has been movement. So when I met Katrina, I'm like, oh, she owns a gym, and just feeling all kinds of bad. I imagine,
Oh.
Katrina, is it kind of like being a pastor where people like all of a sudden are thinking all the thoughts when
Yes.
you say what you do?
It's either one way or the other. It's either like, hold on, I got a lot of questions, or like, oh,
I'm
move away.
you must be thinking things about me, which of course you're not because you're amazing. So
Yes, no judgment ever.
ever. I love it. So, as of the time that we're talking, which is November, I've been going to Katrina's gym for a month, and I just have to say, I wanted her to come and visit anyway before I started working with her because I really loved what she was about. but her gym was 30 minutes away. I was like, I don't think I'm driving 30 minutes away. And then one morning she said, or one afternoon she said, we have a 7:30 a.m. class, so you could still have your God time in the mornings. And I was like, oh, that's what I needed. So I've been going and I have been so amazed by how I feel. And I'm going to talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But Katrina, just can you just start us with this, with a bit of a picture of like what your philosophy is around movement and wellness, and maybe kind of how it just shows some contrast with what the typical like churn and burn CrossFit
Yeah.
kind of world is.
Yeah. So my husband and I together have been in this space for 40 years, over 40 years. My husband is stronger in the movement, fitness side of it. That's his like bread and butter. I'm stronger in the nutrition side of it. So like together we really complement each other, and like full wellness spectrum. Our philosophy at our gym now is strength based movement. So lifting weights is kind of the meat and potatoes of what we do. And conditioning, cardio is also an important piece of it. And it should complement your strength training. That's kind of like our philosophy on the movement side. On the contrary, what we have found and even dabbled in ourselves. So we're both in our 40s, right? And our target market really is, I would say, 40 and up. Mid 30s and up is our target market, right? Um, some of these more intense boot camp style workouts, um, go, 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 tons of volume of movements, right? In like a session. Um, the body can withstand it and be okay, like 20s, 30s. But I think a lot of people find as they really get into life, get older, like our bodies don't respond well to it.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of these group training facilities that have been really popular in like the last 10 to 15 years, um, that are more cardio based, right? It's like, if you're not like drenched in sweat and crawling out the door, did you even work out hard enough, right?
Mhm.
Like, that's what the industry has pushed and made us believe that we need to do in order to be fit and healthy and lose weight and get results. And I think people are starting to get worn out. Like, we're seeing it now, it's taking its toll. Women aren't feeling well. And if you really stop and look at the research, which it's what trainers, personal trainers have been doing for years, right? When you're looking at like one-on-one training, the real professionals in the industry really
Mhm.
have been doing progressive overload training. That model of training, the OPT model, goes way back, and that's what they've been doing with their clients, building muscle and all of that.
And tell me what that is. You said progressive overload training, and then you said OPT.
Yeah, so that it's that model of like progressive overloaded strength training without getting too sciencey. That's my husband's area. It's basically, for most people, to lack of better explanation, body part training, like a leg day, an arm day, a chest day, a tricep day, tracking the weights and either progressing your reps or your weights over time so that you are progressing your overload, which is what helps us build strength and build muscle, right? Breaking down the
Right.
muscles, building them back up through increased stimulus on them, right?
Mhm.
In a very like structured program. That's what personal trainers do with their clients, right? And then usually have them do cardio on their own or something of that sort.
Mhm.
But you go into, you know, I don't want to call out names, but a lot of these gyms
Yeah.
that are membership based, group training based, it's more cardio. And they're calling these things strength training because they throw in dumbbells or they throw in a barbell with all of this volume, and it's lightweight. They don't track the weights. Um, but people go because they, one, love the adrenaline rush of it, of what it is, if it's competitive or something like that.
Mhm.
um, or because they are sweating so much, they feel like surely this is like what we're supposed to be doing because that's what we're told, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
people,
and
and
we know that weights are important. And so for me, I know that was one of the gyms that I chose. I was like, oh, there's weights, so I
yeah,
should go there.
yeah,
Because I've never seen anything like what you guys are doing. And I'll just say the one piece I know, and I know you'll go into it more. I like sit down between sets. I just rest. And Darren, who's Katrina's husband, says like 60 to 90 seconds between
Yep.
each set. And I'm
Yep.
amazed by like, oh, because usually, first set you can do more, and then by the end you're like dying and you can't do anything. But I
Yeah.
find I can actually increase my weight. I'm still figuring out what I'm doing, so
Yeah.
that's part of it. But I'm like, I'm not incapable of doing what I started with on the first set because I'm resting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the key. If you were to try and do that, with a 20-second rest break or a 30-second rest break, like you're either not going to be able to do it again or you're only going to be able to do maybe one more set,
Hmm.
right? There's science behind the rest needed for certain rep ranges for the muscles to recover so that you can do it again. It's really all about the ways that we break down the muscle and how the muscle and body repairs to
Okay.
get results. So that rest break is needed. And it's funny. We just had two women in there today that were like, what do we do in this time period? And it's like, you rest. But once you there's a learning curve too. Like you just said, like
Yeah.
you're still figuring out your weights, It's like anything else. There's an education, there's a learning curve. You're getting stronger, you're learning how to move better. But once you have it down and you really push the weights, it's like your body needs that rest in between.
Yeah.
But like circling back to the group training, like the other thing that makes it successful is the community.
Yes.
People show up to a program that is no longer serving their body, that they're not getting results from because the community, because of the friendships and the
Mhm.
people. So like my husband and I were just like, how could we take like results here from personal training, right? What they're
Mhm.
doing, it's not affordable for most. And I don't know if anyone's like me, but like I don't want to work out with like a person staring at me the whole time. Like that doesn't sound fun to me. But so how do we take, you know, what people are doing in the personal training world, like that type of training, and then take this group aspect of it that creates consistency, community, motivation, all those wonderful things. Like how do we put those two things together?
Mhm.
And that's like what we came up with. It's even when we were like imagining what it would be to like what it is now that it's alive, like it's greater than anything we could have imagined. And
Yeah.
being open for 6 months, we've had men and women who have either never exercised before or it's been decades, or
Yeah.
people who have been exercising for years but acknowledge that their body needs something different now that they're in their 40s or 50s,
Mhm.
or even we have a couple in their 60s and up.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but we're seeing results. They are seeing results. We have had women come over from burn boot camps, Orange Theories, CrossFits, what have you, like the whole myriad of backgrounds. And they're like, wow, I feel so much better. I can work out more consistently.
Mhm.
I can work out and feel good when I leave, not like I need to take a nap. And that's what we want. Like most of us as moms, like we need to take care of other people the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like your workout should not leave you feeling depleted. Not to say that's not going to
Yeah.
sometimes happen, right? That's life. But more times than not, you should leave feeling better, feeling energized, but you should still get results. And it speaks for itself, but our people are getting results. People are losing weight. People are getting so much stronger. Like we track everything. We have the data. We're watching people get significantly stronger while losing inches,
Mhm.
while feeling better. So it's been really incredible to watch. And though we knew it, I can now really say confidently that women and men can get stronger and move better without killing themselves, without sweating profusely, without
Yeah.
constantly moving in a workout session, right? There's a
Mhm.
better way. And that's what we're passionate about on the movement side.
Hey, friend. Are you looking for a peaceful getaway where you can just breathe? A backdrop to your next hilarious girls' weekend? Or the destination for that crazy family trip? If so, our family would be honored to host you at our sweet retreat, Just Like Paradise. Located a block from the beach in beautiful family and dog friendly Oak Island, our home is perfect for families, group retreats, or even a solo or couples getaway. You know you need it. After years of praying over this home and asking others to do the same, peace is just baked into the walls. From the Three Seasons back porch to the fire pit, From the hot tub to the kids' room fully stocked with all the games. We've thought of everything to give you just the getaway you've been looking for. Simply send me a text at 704-810-1181 to skip the fees and enjoy an additional 10% discount on your next stay. Just mention the podcast. I've got you covered. We can't wait to host you at Just Like Paradise. Yeah, it's been incredible to me, and I'll just share what I had struggled with previously before kind of coming into this setting, in case it resonates with you who are listening. I found when I went to the more intense workout style that I was so worn down. I kept getting sick. It was hard to even make it a couple times a week because I felt the resistance. Um, and as we talk about in here a lot, you know, when we feel those checks in our spirit, it's really worth checking it, just connecting and going before the Lord and saying, like, what is this? What's the fight? You know, am I in sin? Am I in my flesh? Or is the Holy Spirit giving me an inkling? And it really just felt like taking care of my body was not in alignment with this intensity. And, you know, in the moment, I was like, oh, I feel so tough. This is so hard. Like I'm dying. But then I'd have to take a nap. And like I said, I kept getting sick, like just kind of these lingering colds or these lingering coughs. I just didn't feel good. And I was so worn down that although I felt grateful to have gone, I felt resistant to going every
Yeah.
day. Never looked
You,
forward to it.
that's such a good point, and I've heard others say it as well. And if like that's somebody's experience, and they're like, "Oh, if this is what it means to be fit," and like I don't think it's for me.
Yeah.
And
Which is the struggle, I think, because we want to,
mhm,
especially in here, everybody that's a part of this overwhelm to overcomer conversation, like stewardship is the name of the game. But then it's like,
yeah,
well, walking's not enough, and I'm trying to do apps, but I'm not, as a mom, like if I'm at home, I have to decide to keep working out that whole 30 minutes because I keep getting interrupted. Am I going to finish this? Am I going to finish this? Am I going to finish this? And I love that with a gym, what's been so helpful with the gym is like all I have to do is put on my leggings and walk out the door.
yeah,
And then once I've done that, the rest is set. There's no decision to be made. I'm not just going to sit in the parking lot. I'm not going to like quit after a minute. I'm there. And so I know I'm going to get a full workout once I walk out the door. So that's
yeah,
been such a gift. But so like talk to me because one of the things that I still feel that little chatter in my mind is, um, why isn't how do I put it? It's like, why isn't dead on the floor going to give me more results than I feel great. I can do another workout tomorrow. Because like I'll work out I'll work out at your gym on a Thursday and I'm ready to go again on Friday. Like it's not a problem. Like, so how are people seeing better results through what doesn't feel as hard?
yeah. So that's a loaded question, but
That's what
I
we
mean,
do in
oh,
here.
yeah, I like it. It's all right. I'll try to like shuffle through the gunk in my brain here. So part of it and it's not that like, listen, there are people out there that are like triathletes and all these things and whatever. And it's not that they don't maybe have great results or whatever. Like some of them are shredded, they're super fit, like they're athletes, right? That are super fit. But when we're looking at the body as a whole and full wellness, like that's what we're passionate about, right? It's so many things. It's mind, body, spirit. There's so many pieces of wellness. And yes, you can be super, super fit and an athlete, but a lot of those people are not healthy, right? Having a super, super low body fat does not equate health,
Mhm.
right? So yes, there are levels of like intensity, and I get it. If that's your profession and like what it calls for, that's okay. But for like everyday people, it's not a necessity to like fall on the ground, be gassed, and like just so exhausted from a workout. When
Mhm.
you're looking at things like nervous system health, some of those workouts and like the really heavy weighted, like CrossFit style workouts really take a lot from our central nervous system, and it's taxing. And truly, like, we live in a very stressful modern day world, right? There's a lot of
Mhm.
responsibilities on everyone. There's a lot of stimulation, technology. Like, our
Mhm.
bodies are for the most part really already overwhelmed. Um, and most people don't eat well enough,
Mhm.
sleep well enough, as we are seeing from
Yeah.
even in our gym, people who are trying to do better are not sleeping well. Like, we just have so many factors of this like wellness bubble that are not dialed in. You look at like a high level athlete, like they have five people behind them, like making sure their recovery is on point, right? They've got a
Mhm.
masseuse, they've got a nutritionist, they've got all these people, like they're
Mhm.
dialed in to try to support high activity,
Yeah.
right? So most
Oh,
of us
that's
don't
so
have that.
true.
Yeah.
I saw a documentary on Netflix and like, oh my gosh, Kansas City Chiefs, the key quarterback. How can I not catch his name? Patrick Mahomes has like a
Yes. I was
person.
like, I know
Yeah.
I should know this.
I know. He has a personal chef, right? Like who
Yeah.
knows how to, and it's got the
Yes.
greens on it and the protein and the whole grains and so he's got someone whose whole job it is to literally fuel his body with the perfect balance of protein and carbs and everything that he
Yeah.
needs at the perfect time of day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I could do a lot better with my food if I got me one of those too.
Exactly. But like for the average person, and again, like we're targeting 35, 40 up. I
Yeah,
mean, how many people in their 50s are truly like working out that way anyways? I mean, there
yeah,
are some for sure. But it's when we're looking at the average person, the average way we live our lives, like we don't need exercise to like super tax and stress our system also, right?
yeah,
We want to build our bodies up. So the progressive overload strength training, like lifting weights, yes, it does tax our muscles and all of that. And it does work your CNS, but it's not in a way like super high intensity workouts do.
yeah,
That constant movement and load and movement and it's stimulation, like
yeah.
constant stimulus.
And
um,
CNS, that's central nervous system, is that right?
yes, yes, yeah, your central nervous system.
Is that
Yeah.
like brain and spinal cord? Is that the central nervous system?
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It's all
Okay.
of that. Like your spine sends out nerves to your whole
Yeah.
body and your brain, right? Your spine runs all the way, brain all the way down, and that
Yeah.
controls all of the stimulus that go out to our body and it gets taxed. It gets taxed over time through
Mm.
everything. Our body is so interwoven together. Everything
Yeah.
is a system in our body. And we're either sending it like good signals or like bad signals. So it can be stress from a workout, it can be stress from your relationships at home are not good,
Yeah.
whatever. But it all taxes us. So that's, in our day, the way that we live is high stress. You read everywhere like stress is like the number one disease, right? Because it's putting our bodies out of alignment, which causes disease.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's super important to nourish our nervous systems and our whole bodies, our whole system, the whole person, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Katrina, can you speak to the woman who's like, okay, yeah, this resonates with me. I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. And your gym, like it's in Waxhaw, North Carolina, right? Mineral Springs, technically. So speak specifically to someone who's not in the Charlotte area, who can't. I make a 45-minute drive for this thing, you guys. Like I'm in. I
Yeah.
mean, and because it's made a difference. And I will just note that for anyone that's within driving distance, it's not the worst thing in the world to have 30 to 45 minutes in the car by
Yeah.
myself a few
That's
times
such
a
a good
week.
point. You can listen to what? You can listen to your favorite podcast.
I know. Gosh, what would you listen to? I can't even
Yes.
think.
Yeah, I mean, I would encourage like listeners listening that maybe they're not working out is there are like strength-based gyms that do exist, right? Mom and pop gyms. They're not going to be as good as ours probably, but there are others out there that do.
Obviously, that goes
Yes.
without saying. But if they can't fly in every day to work out with you,
Yes.
then
Yes.
then like what do they do? What does it look like? What's
Search
optimal?
for a strength training based gym. Obviously, if you have the means, like working with a personal trainer, you've heard the buzzwords like progressive overload strength training. I know there's another one like not far from here in South Carolina that's like it's similar to what we do. So they're out there. So I would just encourage in your area, look for that and ask the right questions and just ask, how they exercise, what it looks like, if there's rest in between. And it just go try it out. Go
Yeah.
try it out. Most gyms will let you go try it out for free at least one time. But I think, yes, I'm super passionate about, the style of training that we have now landed on that we believe is like the best for our health, for
Yeah.
changing body composition, whatnot. But ultimately, like we do. You mentioned stewardship. Like we need to steward our health in our
Mhm.
bodies, and I think that's an important piece. So whatever that looks like, not everyone's going to do the same movement or the same exercise, and I also think that's fine. Like I acknowledge that, but I just encourage um to find something you love and commit to it.
Yeah.
Start somewhere because our health journey is a journey, right? It's
Mhm.
not linear. Um so if you just start with walking, walking's incredible. Like that's start somewhere and gradually increase. You could even get dumbbells in bands and oh my gosh, there's a million videos on YouTube. Like right, we live in
Mhm.
the day and age where you can find anything. It's like right at your
Yeah.
fingertips. You can look up a routine. Just something's better than nothing to at least get started.
Yeah.
And it just happened for you, right? Like just like,
I
oh,
know.
it opened up, there was a gym, it aligned,
Mhm.
right? You have to be looking and be willing to try.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and one of the things that I think those, the people listening who have been around for a minute in this conversation, is that I refused to stop talking about the fact that I wasn't currently exercising, right? It was something that I would pull out and talk about of just this lack of alignment with my values, that I hadn't caught the next step yet. And so I just want to encourage you as you're listening to really think about what is it that I've noticed about my own, you know, needs and then challenges when it comes to movement. Because for me, one of the reasons why I really went to my husband and was like, I want to do this, was that I knew, because of that constant drift of, if I'm home, someone's going to interrupt and I'm going to be tempted to either not start to begin with or lay down the workout, because it's just it takes too much energy to be like, no, I'm still working out, no, I'm still okay, the dog's
Yeah.
climbing on me, okay, the kid needs a snack or whatever. And so I knew it was helpful for me to have the accountability of a class. I knew I wanted the community aspect. I loved that. I knew I wanted weights. And I really wanted it to complement what I was already doing. So for me, actually, one of the huge wins was, because Katrina and I are in Bible study together, and then several of my friends are also at the same gym. This has become another point of connection with my people who all live across town. So it was like, now there's this added piece. And I'm not saying you're going to find that, but like
Yeah.
I put it out there before the Lord, where I was like, I want to take better care of this temple that you gave me. Can you
Yeah.
help me figure it out? Because like I've tried so many things, and here are the places where, I got an app I really liked that was like a Pilates app, but then I wasn't doing it because it was too hard to catch and build the rhythm at home. And it didn't have that community and the accountability things I knew I needed. So it was really powerful for me to get really clear before even connecting with Katrina about what it was that I needed. So if you haven't done it already and you don't have those things ready at hand, just pause the podcast and really ask yourself, okay, what do I need? If you're not already catching rhythm in the realm of this physical wellness piece, what do I need, or what's optimal for me to feel like I can get her done and be consistent? So just take a second and
Yeah.
do that. Okay, cool. Okay. So
I love that. I want to piggyback off of that
do
too,
it. Do
because
it.
it's funny. I always like with like devout Christians that are reading their Bible, I like to like flip flop our roles sometimes because I was into fitness before I was a Christ follower. And like, it's just part of what I do, working out, like I don't even think about it. I make time for it. I show up like it's just simple. It's just
Yeah.
a fact, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my gosh, I my kids have to do something while I go work out. Like I'm going to get my
Yeah.
nails done or something. Like, no, it's like I'm going to go work out. That's not even like free time. It's just like something that has to happen. It's like cooking
Yeah.
meals that has to happen, right?
Yeah.
But I felt very convicted about having that same discipline in reading scripture,
Yeah.
right? And I am a little bit of like a no nonsense person, kind of like you. Like, I will be quick to say, hey, I'm really falling short in this and it does not align with my values and I'm making excuses, right? I mean, 4 kids, 2 young ones, like, sure, there's absolutely grace, right? There's grace
Mhm.
in everything, but where where there's a will, there's a way, and I really believe in that statement.
Mhm.
And I kind of got convicted about finding quiet time, like in the same way that other people are like, well, I don't know when I'll work out, I don't have the time. It's like, if it's important to you, you'll find the time and you'll make it happen, which
Mhm.
is exactly what you have done, Anna, right? It's not convenient. You're super busy. You homeschool 4 kids, you tutor at your homeschool co-op, and you support people everywhere, but you've made it a commitment and you're actually making it way more than you intended to make it in the
Yep.
beginning,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And it's the same with scripture, right? Is we find time with the Lord. And I had to create that time. I've had to be very
Yes.
intentional, which is like one of my favorite words is intentional.
Yeah.
Like, we have to be intentional about our choices that we want. If we want something to be different in our lives, then we have to be intentional about changing something to make it happen. And that's usually all the disconnect is with someone making healthier choices, is they just have to get intentional about it.
That's right. That's right. And Brian and I talk a lot because my husband just signed up for the gym as of November,
Yay.
which we're so excited about. And for
Amazing.
him, friend, like he has a knee replacement. The other knee needs to be replaced. He needs a shoulder surgery. And so he's tried a lot of things and hit a lot of walls. But one of the things that we talk about is just staying on the bus. That a lot of the fitness things he's tried in the past, actually, several of them have made things worse as far as pain and mobility. And he has a physical job. Like he can't mess around. And so it was a big deal just for him to even try out the gym. And we're just I'll be excited to, send me a message. I'll give you an update of where he is as of January. It's going to be
Yes.
fun to see. But it's really the thing that we talk about as a commitment is just staying on the bus. Like, it's not about did we find, and I would just encourage you, friend, it's not even about finding the thing. Just take another step, right? Katrina's given you some amazing practical tools of looking for, use the phrase one more time, progressive, what's it called?
Progressive overload.
Look for a place where you're doing progressive overload training. Is that what they're
Strength
going to ask
training.
for?
Progressive
Progress,
overload strength training. Yep.
progressive overload strength
Where
training.
you progress either the weights or the reps.
Okay.
They'll know. If they do it,
Okay.
they'll know.
They will know. And if they have
Yes.
no idea what you're talking about, then you make another phone call.
Yes, exactly.
And what I love about this conversation too, Katrina, is I think sometimes in the modern Christian church, we end up being there's so in our so I'm going to nerd out for just half a second and then I'll come back, I promise. But in our modern world, there's this concept called dualism, that the mind and the body are disconnected. That, for example, like, we can pick whatever gender that we want and it's not a big deal, or we can just decide that we want to mutilate our bodies and it's not a big deal. Like, that there are just these different ways that we're disconnected mind from body. And that's actually very antithetical to what the Bible teaches, which is that it's mind and body, or in spirit, like that we are unified. And what I've felt in some of the wellness stuff is like, if you're not dying, it's not worth it. Like, you need to basically step over, what you're feeling is resistance in your spirit. Cause I would feel resistance whenever I was going to do the hardcore workouts. Oh, that resistance is just a sign of weakness and you just have to like plow past it. And I was sick. I was feeling worse instead of better. And I just didn't I told myself that I was the problem. And I just want to say what I love about what you guys are doing, Katrina, is there's this sense of really honoring the whole person and just saying, no, it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to fight your flesh. Like
Mhm.
there's a bell curve in our vitality. We get, when we're younger, we're weaker, and then we hit adolescence and we get stronger, stronger. And then there's this ebb that comes in our middle years where
Mhm.
we need something a little bit different. And that's like okay. And we can still have vitality and we can still be, feeling good. But I love
Yeah.
the way you see the whole person and it works, body and spirit work together instead of in opposition.
Yeah, they do. And it really is important and key for longevity, right? Like that's what we all want, right? We want to be able to
Yeah.
play with our grandkids and take
Hmm.
care of ourselves for as long as we can, right? And it's
That's
like
right.
those things don't just magically happen without being intentional.
That's right. That's exactly right. So yeah, I've loved all of this, but I want to go one more place before I
Okay.
let you go. A year ago, this was still a dream. And one of the things that we really lean into here is just this beautiful invitation that the Lord sets before us to do brave and hard things. So, would you be willing to share a little bit about this arc of building
Yes,
this dream?
you're making me emotional now.
Me too.
um, yeah, this has been um, on our hearts for, well, almost 4 years now. Um, my husband and I used to own CrossFit gyms, and we really loved CrossFit. We loved the way that we programmed it. When we sold our gyms and moved, we just it's really hard when you're in a craft in a space and you're really convicted about your beliefs and what's best for others, their like full wellness, right? It's hard to go other places and um just feel at odds with how you would do something.
Mhm.
And we spent years doing that. And my husband was like, nope, 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 never do another gym. I'm never doing another gym. We're not going to do it. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? But over time, I think we just got just more and more passionate about like, we could really do this. We could do this well. We could serve people. I mean, the gym kind of took on its own, even more like down the road of things we hadn't even thought of. But it just, yeah, it started to really pierce our hearts. And at the time, I was like, working really hard in real estate, and though doing well financially, I mean, I felt really in my spirit that this was not my path. um
Mhm.
and it didn't feel like me. Like I didn't feel like I was serving my purpose. It didn't make me feel closer to the Lord. And in fact, it really wrestled with my flesh a lot. I hated having to show up in a space that just felt like it was for the purpose of money.
Yeah.
Um, and prayed over that for a long time. And without getting too deep in our whole story, um, my husband and I really found the Lord about 3 years ago and started walking stronger in our faith. And yeah, I think God put a lot of desires on our hearts that, at the time, I don't think we even realized it was God. And we ended up having a fourth child, which we never thought we were going to do, but He's changed that desire in us. And when that happened, my husband left fitness and took a sales job trying to provide for us. And it was a really, really difficult year. He was gone a lot. I was home with 4 kids, and I just prayed a lot. I prayed a lot about this gym and if it was what God wanted. And he laid on my heart that we should move from, we were in like North Charlotte to South Charlotte. And then my son woke up one morning and was like, I think we're supposed to move to Waxhaw. He had had a dream about it. And I just really felt like, hey, this is what God is telling us. So we sell our house, we move into a rental, we move to Waxhaw. It was hard. Like
Yeah.
it was not glamorous at all. And I actually panicked like 6, 7 months into it. I'm like, what are we what are we doing here? Why are we here? Like this gym's,
Mhm.
I don't even know how this gym would ever happen. We don't know people down here. We're not connected. Like I just kind of felt like I was living in like a stranger's life.
Yeah.
And God just kept whispering and I felt it. And I was just like, if this gym's going to happen, it's going to be in Waxhaw. I'm like, okay. We actually almost bought a house back, like where we used to live. But I'm like, nope, he's saying no. He's saying no. I'm like, all right. And there was one day I was out in our yard with the littles, and it was just really, really hard. Like, our family does not operate well separated. My husband was not
Mhm.
doing anything with his passion, his talents. And I just prayed to God one day and I was like, God, I really like I know this is your purpose for us and I need you to open doors sooner than later.
Yeah.
Like if this is what you want us to do, like I need it because I am really suffering
Yeah.
and I know the way you want me to show up for my family and I'm having a really hard time doing that.
Yeah.
And I can't even make this up 2 weeks later, driving down the road and I'm like little white church and there was a for lease sign out front. I call my husband and I'm like, I think it was a church. I don't even know, but I know there was like a rent sign. It was right down the street from our house.
Mhm.
And we went and looked at it. Long story, a couple months later, we were signing the lease on it. My husband gave his notice for work. I mean, it was a gamble. Like on
Yeah.
paper, logical people are like, y'all are nuts. But we prayed every step through it. I'm like, shut doors if this is not meant to happen. Like, just please, Holy Spirit, guide us through this. And people thought we were crazy. I think my family still thinks we're crazy. Um, but like we risked it all, but we felt his direction
Yes.
and we felt his covering. It has not been easy, but even you have witnessed just as of late, we've only been open 6 months, but God has proven so faithful through this journey and the friendships and community already that is building through our gym, community Bible study that we're starting. Like
Yes.
there's so much goodness and beauty that I have to just give God all the credit when I
Yeah.
look back and look at how it all happened, how it came together, and something that I just was like, I'm not even sure how this would be possible.
Yeah.
And he has paved a way. It has not been easy, but it has been 100% worth it.
Worth it. Yeah.
And even just like you said, like having our Bible study group there and just all the relationships and
Mhm.
everything. I mean, I feel like God has really truly blessed our obedience in this, even
Yes.
if we didn't see the benefits we were hoping to see in certain ways at times. He's more than like answered in so many different ways in our
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
It's incredible and I don't have enough time to even get into all of it, but yeah,
Mhm.
I'm just really grateful that um, we were able to hear the Lord's direction in this because this is
Oh.
what we are meant to do. This is what we were called to do.
Mhm.
It's fine. We're in our 40s. We're just now figuring that out.
That's yeah, he loves that decade.
Yes.
It's rarely
But
happening
here
before.
here we are and we know where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really cool, wonderful journey.
So I'm gonna like grab a highlighter and I'm gonna pull on a couple of threads for the person who's listening because there's someone who's in your version of Katrina's North Charlotte moment
Yeah.
where you're sitting there and you're feeling like we're not even using our gifts. What's the point of all of this? We're just stuck. And you start to hear this leading and it feels crazy. And I just want you to grab her story and recognize that you serve the same God. Okay. And there's someone who's already stepped out in faith and is in that scary wilderness of just recognizing, I know where I'm supposed to go, or we know where we're supposed to go, but it's hard as hang. And it's so, it's that moment where it's like that breakdown that Katrina was talking about. How's this even going to come together? This feels impossible. Okay. And just recognize if you're there, take a page from her book that moment of being in the backyard and going, Lord, you've got to do something. Can you please do it soon? It's okay to ask that. He knows how long the rope is, and he might say it's going to take a little bit longer. Even when you said 2 weeks, Katrina, I'm like, that still sounds long. when you're in that place where
Yeah.
you're like,
Suffering.
right, you're suffering. I can't take anymore. Even 2 weeks can feel really long. But friend, what if it's just 2 more weeks? And then there it is, the grace. And then I want you to hear where she is now, where the fulfillment is starting to come, where it's that, and we talk in here about that moment of Elijah. I was just telling my kids the story yesterday. I'm like, is this the first time I've told them? Where Elijah has had decreed a drought as the Lord's judgment on Israel's unfaithfulness. Israel, Judah, I forget who he was prophet of, because it was during the divided kingdom, I'm pretty sure. And then he takes down the prophets of the Baals, and he tells the servant, go up on the hill and look, because it's time for rain. See if you see a cloud. And 7 times the man goes up, and there's nothing, and there's nothing, and there's nothing. And then the 8th time the servant says, I see a cloud the size of a man's hand. And Elijah said, it's going to rain. Go tell the king. And the king doesn't even get his carriage in the castle before the deluge comes. And I just want to encourage you of Katrina's story, that there were those moments where it felt impossible. There were the years of drought that preceded it. And then there's this place that she's in now that you're waiting on. I see a cloud the size of a man's hand. It's going to rain. It's coming. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Katrina, to that?
No, that was wonderful.
We'll just let it sit, because someone's there in one of those spaces. And we need to recognize this is what God does, is it looks like a barren wasteland in some seasons. But this is the refining and the pruning, because otherwise, like, Katrina, imagine if you just stepped seamlessly from like, sell the CrossFit gym and then here's the dream, right? Like, what do we have to offer people when we haven't been through the wilderness first?
Yeah.
It's not seasoned, it's not strong, it's not humble. It's like we've got to be willing to go through the fire so that what comes out on the other side is pure.
So true.
So girl, what you're creating is beautiful. I'm so privileged to know you. I'm so grateful for your story. I'm grateful for your gym and for all that it's given me and that it's giving our community, the way that you're using it as a platform to advance the gospel. I know people are going to want to connect with you. So for my people that aren't local, for people that are local, tell us your gym. Give us the details.
Yes, it is hybrid strength method. We are in, you mentioned this, like Waxhaw Mineral Springs area. Pretty close to Indian Land, not too far from Lake Ballantyne, and apparently drivable from Matthews.
Drivable from Matthews. Now, I will say it is. I am kind of putting in my little plug, because I'm like, look, Matthews loves you when you're ready for that next
Yes.
location.
Listen, that is my next prayer. We're working on that because the world does need more of this type of working out to be accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Matthews inked on the short list.
Yes. Yes.
If that is God's will.
That's right. Open hands. I'm with that. And I'll just be doing my own petitioning over here. Although like I said, all my friends are down that way, so I might still make the drive. Okay. So now for those that aren't local, if they want to keep in touch with what you're doing, anything that you might do in the future that might be
Yeah.
more like virtual, how can they connect with you?
Yeah.
And mention the clothes too, because I love your clothes. We didn't get to
Oh,
touch on that.
yes. Yeah, no, we didn't. Or nutrition, but that's okay. Hybrid strength method. You can follow us on Instagram. That's probably the best place, but we are also on Facebook. I should probably know this. I'm pretty sure it's just at hybrid strength method.
Yeah. And we'll put it in the show notes, so that'll be
Yeah.
easy to find. Yeah.
And then we do have an apparel line. It is Hybrid Warrior at Hybrid Warrior, and www.hybridwarrior.com. And yeah, we have, that's also a whole other long story of an apparel brand that's like slowly turning into a Christian brand.
I love it. And it's what you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
So
This actually, yes, that's perfect.
yeah, it's perfect.
One
So
of our lines,
for those who can't see it, it says revival, and then Ephesians, is it 5:4? Is that right?
5:14.
5:14. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Which is what verse? Yeah.
Oh, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. It basically means People need to wake up and live in the word and stop being spiritually dead. For us, it's like all the things being spiritually dead, physically dead, just sleepwalking in our lives. We need to wake up and live with purpose and meaning in God's word. And
Yes.
that's like the whole meaning behind like hybrid warrior
Yeah.
is that. And that's my husband's really passionate about that. It's his brand. He loves apparel. When I met him, he was like, I want to have a t-shirt company. I was like, well, that makes one of us. It's definitely his baby, but it's been fun. I love helping to design the things and all of that, but he has a lot of fun with it. That's definitely his little hobby of love that he does. But
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're buying the clothes. We're following you online. We're
love
going to
it.
stay posted on what you're doing in the virtual space because I just have a feeling that you're going to be making some things available that people anywhere can enjoy. So, and grow in.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Any final words of encouragement to that woman who's maybe just sitting there feeling that kind of prick in her spirit of, yeah, I'm not living in alignment with my value of really taking care of what God's giving me. I want to be rolling around on the floor with grandkids at 80 years old. What would
Yeah.
you say to her?
It's really easy. Just make a plan. Make a plan if you want to change something. Just you got to start and just be intentional.
Yeah.
If it is just pulling up the internet and seeing what's near you, seeing what's available,
Mhm.
um, you can do it. We can do hard things. I love
Yes.
that line. We can do hard things.
We can do hard things. We can do hard things. And listen, if you listen to this podcast and you're like, okay, all right, enough's enough. Okay. Send me a message. Send Katrina a message on
Yes, please.
hybrid strength method. Okay. That's going to be her. That's going to be opening that message, right, girl?
Yep.
Yeah. And just let us know. I heard the episode. I'm going to do hard things. Okay. Because
I love
listen,
it.
when we say it out loud, it that aligns our level of commitment in a way that just thinking it in our heads and not doing anything just doesn't do. Okay.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. Katrina, thank you so much. What a gift.
Yes. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
It was really fun. We had a good
Yes.
time. All right. So, Katrina, I'll get to see you real soon.
Yes.
And to you, friend, thank you for being here. Thank you for leaning into this conversation. I hope that you felt I honestly hope you felt some discomfort and felt that prick of, yeah, this can look a little bit different. I hope you also felt equipped to look to the next step and go, okay, this makes
Yeah.
sense. I can move forward. Okay. You've got this as always because he's got you.
Friend, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Overwhelmed to Overcomer. So listen, the whole idea behind this mission is that when we endeavor to be brave with our lives, we need to do it together. Belonging is key. So if you resonated with the message from this episode, share it with a friend. Do it together. Thank you again, and never forget, you've got this because he's got you.